What is the most scary word in OT cybersecurity?
Okay, so today I'm gonna turn myself in my evil clone and talk about cloud for OT cybersecurity. Because I recently discovered a company, I think mainly through LinkedIn ads, that is called Software Defined Automation. And they have what I consider interesting and I would say a little bit new technologies for OT cybersecurity. What they offer is actually a set of services that are cloud-based, and that includes being able to do version control on your PLC program, to deploy programs from the cloud, including using engineering workstation programs like TIA Portal, Codesys IDE directly from your browser, being able to have a scheduled backup for the PLC code, and more services. But basically it's a lot of remote access and remote management from the cloud for your PLCs. So I reached out to the company and they were kind enough to put a little presentation and demonstration for my colleagues and myself at Wavestone. And I also decided to try the free version of the services that they have for, I think it's 7 or 14 days. So maybe also just a small disclaimer, this is not a sponsored video. I just think that it's nice to see something refreshing for ICS or OT cybersecurity. And so I will walk you through a little demonstration of what I was able to achieve. This is based on me trying to use the services without reading the manual, of course, and not having all the right information. So it's not, I would say, a full review, but just to say, okay, those are the things that you can do. It's not for everybody. I understand that for critical infrastructure and maybe a lot of ICS are regulated from a cybersecurity point of view, so they have to be like on-prem only. But that's not the majority of ICS, and I think those solutions from software-defined automation and other companies, other competitors, are worth a look for a lot of my clients. So as a cloud solution, everything is accessible from the browser. So let's log into my demo account. Then the first thing I want to do is to create a gateway. Of course, the web interface and the cloud services need to be able to connect to your device. So first I create a new control group that I call Wavestone CyberLab Setup. And then I will add a new gateway that is in charge of connecting to the cloud. Okay, so let's create this new gateway. I will call it Recomputer, I think, because as you will see later, this is the name of the device I use to act as the gateway. And it's as simple as copy pasting this installation script, which I will do by connecting using SSH to my device. So this is my new industrial setup that I used for DEF CON 32 on my workshop on cloud connected ICS. And right in the middle here, you have a device that acts as the H device. It's a Recomputer from Seed Studio, and basically it's based on a Raspberry Pi 4 compute module using Raspbian. So I'm just SSHing into this device, and I will launch the command that was displayed on the website. Okay, so now the gateway is installed. By the way, the gateway is connected to a MikroTik router that has some connection sharing from my phone. That's how I did the setup in the lab. So we can now see that the Recomputer gateway is healthy and that it is indeed able to communicate with the cloud. Next step, I'm gonna plug the other Ethernet port from this Recomputer to Another ICS setup that we have at Wavestone, it's the train setup that we use for a lot of conferences, internal training or training at engineering schools. And we have a few Siemens PLC, a few Schneider PLCs. And so basically I'm just going to try to add a new Siemens PLC because TIA portal is supported by software-defined automation. Okay, so let's select Siemens. There's no login or password on those devices. And now the device is connected, and I think SD Cloud Platform is able to communicate with it. So I tried a few options. However, the problem is that most of the options require to upload a new project or to have a valid license for TIA portal to be installed into the cloud platform, which is something I do not have. Actually, the PLCs were programmed a few years ago with a trial version of TIA portal, and so I decided not to renew it. So let's create a new program, this time on Codesys, because I'm going to have Codesys as a soft PLC running on another device that I have. So it's basically just a simple piece of code. Let's copy one variable to another one, save that as an archive, and then we will upload that archive to SDA Cloud Platform and see if we can deploy it to my PLC directly from the cloud. Okay, so I'm exporting. Okay, so apparently one of the pop-ups got blocked earlier. So, okay, create a new project for this new PLC. I think I tried to use the latest version that was supported, Codesys 3.5, patch 19. I also had to define a login and a password for that PLC when I set that up. So as you can see, it's not a strong password, but that is for demo purposes. So I think that's acceptable and also very close to what I see when I do security assessments. Okay, so the project is being uploaded and linked to that PLC, and let's see if we can deploy it. Okay, so I'm gonna click. So I needed to specify the login and password again. I think as part of the project, but also as part of the PLC, because it's actually a login and password that needs to be known to connect to the PLC. Okay, let's try to deploy a new piece of code to that PLC. As you can see, there was a small warning saying, okay, this might have an impact on the physical process. So this is going to take a while, so I decided to speed up the video. But I mean, when you deploy using Codesys or TIA portal or any software, it also takes some time. So this is sped up like 10 times, I think. Okay, so I was able to deploy the code, but then I think it went too fast. You didn't see it. I wasn't able to create a backup. That was there was a problem at some point, but the code was deployed to the PLC. And now that the code is deployed, we can take a look at the project. And usually when we export the project, you can see the lines of code, the rungs of code. If you do ladder, I noticed that it doesn't work that well, I would say, with Codesys. The demos I've been able to check from the pre-configured projects in the trial environment were working great for Siemens PLC, for example. But here I can recognize some of the content in my PLC, but I cannot really see, I would say, all the piece of code. I think maybe the format is not exactly the right one in Codesys, so that the platform can understand that. A few errors, as you can see. But I think it's still quite interesting to see that you can deploy from the browser, that you can actually also open Codesys IDE directly from the browser. which basically allows you to not to install a valid version of Codices or TIA Portal or any other IDE for PLC on your laptop. Just connect to the platform. It actually runs way faster than on your local computer. I think it's 10 to 50 seconds to actually launch the IDE from the website, which is great. So all in all, this was just a small intro to the technology. I will probably try to do another video on the security risk associated with using a cloud platform to manage your PLC. But even if it's not for everyone, I think there are some valid use cases to have a secure cloud platform that is in charge of managing your PLC, instead of having, like obsolete and never updated machines that just lay around or connected directly to the internet. So again, if you have like very, very high cybersecurity level, maturity level, maybe it's not for you. But for a lot of clients, for a lot of industries, this could be an easy way to manage what I would say, maybe like not like a very large fleet of PLC, but to manage the ones that you cannot manage with your main infrastructure and make sure that you have something secure in place.